So this is my latest video update on local news on my county council division of Mitcham, Frimley Green and Deepcut. Forgive these video updates. I did mention in my email newsletter that I'm going to do my newsletters in this way for the foreseeable future, just because I'm so busy at work and it's actually easier just to record a quick video than it is to type out all the updates. So I do hope you'll forgive that. Part of my update this week is on the Asda store for Deepcut. So the much anticipated supermarket for Deepcut. We've been without a supermarket for quite a long time now, since the Spar shop shut at the Dettingen store there. There has been some announcement on the Skanska news wire that there is going to be some movement here soon. Can't come soon enough, I'm sure, for local residents. Originally the supermarket operator told me that they were aiming to get the store open this summer. That was then delayed a little bit due to planning problems with Surrey Heath Borough Council. Well, not problems, but just delays at Surrey Heath Borough Council. But they got the planning approval, and they then said that they were hoping for September. I gotta be honest, as that they've not really started on the site properly yet, I can't see that being September, although they do move these things very quickly. But I hope it will be this year that this store is open and for residents to use, because at the moment the nearest stores are in Frimley Green and the Heatherside, which is not great for people wanting to walk. We want to try and encourage people to stay out of their cars. Well, having a local store is one of the ways to help with that. Now, quite a few residents have been in touch with me to find out if I know anything about employment opportunities in the new store, which is great. But I don't have that information. I will email the store operator to try and find out where people can register their interest, and hopefully I'll be able to overlay that information on this video. It is disappointing that this location by the supermarket is attracting fly tippers. You know, this is really messy. There's glass in there and all sorts. Quite hazardous to inquisitive young minds. So I'm going to email Surrey Heath Borough Council when I get back to base later to ask them to come and clear this away. I'm not sure whether they're responsible for this location or not, and if they're not, then I'll email the supermarket operator and ask if they can, or Skanska, and ask if they can have this taken care of. Part of my update, still in Deepcut, is the Northern Access roundabout and grass verges in general. So you might remember that in my last update I managed to have this roundabout put on the Blue Heart scheme, which will mean that in future it shouldn't keep getting cut and the beautiful wildflowers being chopped back, which is heartbreaking to a lot of residents, including myself. But that issue should be resolved now. But on the wider issue of grass verges, which has been a problem locally, you might remember that I did a survey asking people what they thought about the idea of, with some of the bigger grass verges, cutting a border just around the edge of, about a lawnmower's width or a little bit more, around the edge of grass verges or roundabouts like this, and allowing the middle to grow wild. And I have to say that I was really surprised at how many people were in support of that. I was expecting quite a bit of pushback on that, but actually a surprising number of people, I think it was around about 80%. I will publish the results of that survey with this video. And yeah, I'm actually quite surprised and encouraged actually that people care so passionately about the local environment, biodiversity, pollinating insects and that type of thing. So that is something that I'm looking into, or at least running a trial perhaps at Surrey County Council. And actually I have a meeting about this next week, so I'll keep people updated on that, with a view to asking residents across the county if that's something they want to support or in their area, even if it's just in certain areas rather than the whole of all the grass verges, perhaps the ones by roads where sight lines might be obscured. Obviously they'll still need to be cut, but it's an idea that is certainly going to be looked at seriously, and I will keep residents updated about how that goes. Some communication from residents in Deepcut about the new lamp columns that have been installed on Deepcut Bridge Road, and I'll flip the camera around so you can see them. They're very nice lamp columns, the heritage style ones, which are very nice, but they seem to be very bright, and they're causing some issues with local residents, because it feels like there's spotlights going into their properties. So I have been in touch with Surrey County Council, who are responsible for lamp columns in the county, and I've had communication back to confirm that there will be some shields installed on these lamp columns to make sure that the light is not directed into people's properties, and should address the brightness issue. They seem to be making a lot of progress on Deepcut Bridge Road with the highway environment improvement works. So there's a huge amount of work going on here, and it looks to be a very high quality. And yeah, I'm going to be very excited about this when it's all finished, especially with the new cycle route that's going to go through Deepcut, which will be really nice. Behind me you can see that they've done a huge amount of work on the park area, the new park area in Deepcut, which is just opposite the shops. Let me flip the camera around there so you can see for context. So there's the shops there, the world famous Deepcut Cafe, and yeah, this is the park area, the new park area just behind, and yeah, it's actually looking quite good. And this will link up where the church is through to, so people will be able to walk through the church and through to the school there and other parts of the development. My understanding is there's going to be some sculptures and some heritage stuff here as well, and so yeah, it should, when this is all finished, it should look really, really nice. As you can see, they've started work on the other side of the road now by the shops. You can see, you get an idea of what the pavements are going to look like, how wide they are, which is nice to accommodate cycling and that type of thing. And yeah, so we're going to see the same on the other side of the road there. And you know, a lot of inconvenience to local residents, but while they're building this out, but I think that once it's all complete, I'm pretty confident that people will be happy with the results and how much it will lift the village. It's great to see all the work going on at the church, and I bumped into Reverend Daniel only the other day. He was driving past me as I was cycling up Mindenhurst Road, and he stopped to say hi. And you know, they're anticipating that the church should be open next summer, all being well. There's still a lot of work to be done on the church, but it's nice to see that they've made a start and they're really getting cracking on installing the church hall. And they're obviously going to they're obviously going to a lot of effort to protect the building. You know, it is a listed building, but also there's a lot of tree roots under where the church hall is going to be, so obviously they're taking a lot of care over that. But yeah, it'll be fantastic to have the church open, and very historic church. One or two people may have noticed that it's been in some mega blockbuster movies as well. So yeah, you know, we're very excited about getting the church open, and of course I will keep residents updated as to how that's going. There's a massive amount of activity at the Princess Royal Barracks, or the former Princess Royal Barracks, and just behind me, and again if I flip the camera around so you can see what's going on, they're demolishing the barrack blocks, and you can see the barrack blocks just there. So yeah, massive amount of activity going on now, and it won't be long before we start to see houses springing up everywhere. This particular plot here is where the helipad used to be for the barracks, which is just next door to the school here. And yeah, that's, I remember I've got photographs and video content of Chinooks and Pumas and Lynx and all sorts of different types of helicopters that would come in to land at the barracks when it was an active base. And this is the spot where they would land. And there was, until very recently, a big H marked out. I don't know if it's still there, I can't see it, but there was a big H marked out there for the helipad. So yeah, loads going on at Mindenhurst, and you know, there's only going to be more activity as they start building the houses. They're starting to make way for that now by demolishing all the barrack blocks. I've had quite a bit of communication from local residents about the Basingstoke Canal, in particular the water levels from Lock 27 towards Pirbright, so from Deepcut to Pirbright, and I'm at that location now, and I'll flip the camera around so you can see the current water level, which is as low as it's been in the last couple of weeks. It was a lot higher than that only a few days ago, and obviously this is to do with the works that they're doing on Lock 27. So the reason why the water levels are so low is not because of a water shortage, especially with all the rain that we've had recently, but it is actually to do with this particular lock here. There was a problem with this lock gate. I don't know exactly what the problem is, but essentially it needs replacing altogether. Now clearly it's a very specialist piece of infrastructure. It's not something you can buy off the shelf. It has to be specially made, and as such could take a long time to have replaced. So they are working, I understand, on a temporary fix until they can get the new lock gates built. So that's what's going on here, and that's why the water levels are so low. And if you keep an eye out on the Basingstoke Canal Society Facebook page and the Basingstoke Canal Authority website, I'm sure there'll be updates about that going forward. Hopefully they'll have this fixed pretty soon. The timing is terrible, of course, because this is peak season for boats going through here, and obviously that has an impact on the finances of the canal. Just one of those unfortunate things, because you know it is aging, very old infrastructure, and does take a lot of care to keep it functioning. I did bump into a ranger the other day who did say that they were pumping water in, as you can see now, for the fish and to keep the fish alive. So obviously that's a concern to some people, but the Basingstoke Canal Authority have taken that into consideration. So I'm on Balmoral Drive, which forms part of the Frimley Green part of my county council division, and the reason why I'm on this location is because I had an email from Mandy, who is the chairman of the Frimley Green Carnival Committee, a couple of weeks ago, to say that not all this grass had been cut on Balmoral Drive. So you can see behind me the brown part of the grass. Well, that had been left to grow wild, and it was only where the green part of the grass is behind me now, that strip there, that had been cut. And because it's the Frimley Green Carnival this weekend, and this is where they launch the carnival from, this is where the procession starts, Mandy was concerned that this would interfere with the launch of the carnival. So she asked if I could arrange for it to be fully cut again, or certainly the bit that hadn't been cut, and I was able to do that. So hopefully now the carnival will not have any problems, certainly the launch part of it from this location, and it will go without a hitch. Unfortunately, I'm working at the weekend, which means it's unlikely I'm going to be able to make it. I will try my best even just to pop by and watch some of it, but it's probably going to be unlikely. So I hope it goes really well, and all the children and families and everybody who's going to be taking part in the carnival, you know, it goes really well, and I hope the community will come out and support it, as they always do, because it does raise money for you know, the local carnival committee, who then distribute those funds, you know, for local good causes initiatives. So do support this fantastic family event. Now I'm recording this segment of the video out of sync from the rest of it because I forgot to add it when I was doing my tour around Mitcham, Frimley Green and Deepcut yesterday. So I'm adding this out of sync. I'm at the Mitcham Recreation Ground, and behind me is the Mitcham Recreation Ground play area, and Surrey Heath Borough Council are running a consultation on this play area because they are about to allocate funding for the revamp of this play area. Now I have to say that as play areas go, I've seen a lot worse than this, but nonetheless any funding that is going to be allocated to community infrastructure like this for the benefit of local residents is welcome, so I'm definitely not complaining. Now it's important that local residents, especially in Mitcham, or any residents that use this recreation ground, you do respond to the consultation and let the council know exactly the type of play equipment you'd like to see here, you know, and any other facilities. I have seen some comments on social media about the play area, and that some parents would like to see play equipment for older children. There is a skate park. I'll flip the camera around here. There is a skate park here, and when I was a borough councillor at Surrey Heath Borough Council, I had some involvement in this, which is great, and I know it's really well used from kids far and wide that come here and skate at the skate park here, which is fantastic. But in terms of the play area, you know, we want it to be as best as it possibly can and have the widest possible appeal. So do respond to the consultation. I'll provide a link to where residents can do that, and feedback to the council exactly what you'd like to see, you know, your hopes and aspirations for this play area. I'm now in Mitcham, and right on the border of the Ash Parish, and I'm at the Barracks location that I featured in my last video. I thought I'd just give a little bit of an update on this. I haven't got a massive amount to update, other than to say that the owner of the land where the bollards are behind, so where those bushes are behind, got in touch with me to say that they had seen my video and they've cut it right back. And if I flip the camera around now, you can see that that's been cut back lovely, and now people can get through there no problem. Now what's interesting is that I also had an email from a resident who lives near to this location, let's say. I don't want to give away exactly where the resident lives. And it's interesting that you know, you can't please everybody, and I stopped trying years ago because, you know, that particular resident, and I am aware of a number of other residents who don't want anything done with this location. They think it's fine as it is. And that is why I always, when looking into trying to solve problems, I do try to consult with residents and let them know what's going on. So I'm glad that that resident saw that video, and I can give everybody a full assurance that not a single thing will be done here by the County Council without me fully consulting everybody that it affects. But yeah, so I just thought I'd do a little update on that, but also to add that the council officers, I tasked them, the highways officers, to go away and work up some possible solutions, and I'll be meeting with the highways officers in the coming weeks, or maybe next month, to discuss any potential solutions. It might be that there are no solutions that are viable, but let's see what they come back with, and then I will consult the community and see what they think. I do have a little update in respect of the Mitcham Road bollards. In fact, today highways officers requested to meet me, and I was able to meet with them on Teams to discuss some solutions, and actually they've come up with some really sensible low impact solutions that I want to run by residents who live very close to the location, just to discuss with them first before I push that out to the wider community. But I think we're close to solving this problem, and in my next update I will let residents know. Back at base now, having
cycled around Mitcham, Frimley Green and Deepcut, my county council division, and I hope that you found this video informative. I just wanted to say, as I've said several times already, this is my exceptionally busy period at work. The summer always is, and I try my hardest to respond to every email that I get, and I do get a lot of emails from local residents, which is fantastic. But if for any reason you've not had a response from me, it might be that I've overlooked it, and I'm not a perfect human being. I have been known to overlook stuff before. If you would just give me a nudge or a reminder that I haven't responded to something, so that I can make sure that I follow up on everything that's been sent to me. So I do apologise if I have overlooked your email, but it is very important to me. Do let me know if that is the case. So I probably won't send an email newsletter out next week, but I'll try the following week, and you know how to reach me should you have any local issues. So that's paul.deach@surreycc.gov.uk.